Hey again, everybody. This is Bradley Haskell for Donna Caldwell's Donna Caldwell's ENC 1102 class, and today's topic of discussion will be Flannery O'Connor's "A Good Man Is Hard to Find." Now, the concept behind this particular story, or the theming, is regarding what exactly makes a good man in the eyes of the protagonist, the grandmother. Few examples of this particular trope for the story is what the grandmother thinks is a good man. Please excuse my camera if it is zooming in and zooming out in the video after it is posted. It has face scanning or face tracking, so wherever I'm going to move, it's going to follow, so please bear with me. But a good man, as far as the theming is a good man as far as the grandmother can see. There are two instances within the story where the prospect of a good man is brought up. The first time is with is it Fat? Is it Red Sammy? I'm thinking it's Fat for some reason, but it's with Red Sammy. At one point in the story, while the family is stopped off at Sammy's eatery, he brings up and he brings up after talking to the grandmother for quite some time. He brings up the fact that he allowed two gentlemen to come to his establishment and get gas, and he let them leave without paying. To which subconsciously he was wondering, or he asked the grandmother if that made him a good man in particular for allowing these men to leave. The grandmother's response to this initially was, "Of course you're a good man. I wouldn't say you weren't. I would say you weren't if you didn't allow them to do this. If you feel good with your conscience about doing it, then you are obviously a good man." But in this particular instance, Red Sammy's description of a good man from the grandmother here could be in account of his gullibility, or how he's weak in this particular instance, because later in the story we find the foil of the misfit, who the grandmother also refers to as a good man, but in this instance it is to allow her to keep her life. At this point, a good man is basically whoever she's. At this point, the misfit is seen as a good man because the grandmother deems it so in order to save her own hide, as she is seeing that her family is getting dragged off into the night. Well, not even dragged off. I don't know why I said that. It's cliche. But seeing her family get drug off drug off into the woods and murdered. She can't see it, but her family's getting drug off into the woods, getting murdered. She refers to the misfit, saying that he is not of common blood. He is a good man. I know you come from good people. Doing all of these things to entice him or turn the misfit's attention away from her, at least to stop him from killing her. It is she does this to save her own hide, if anything. We've talked about this in class. Everything that she says is in order to save her own life. Basically saying that he is a good man in this instance because it benefits me. But when it came to Red Sammy, she said that he was a good man in order to boost his confidence. So basically, it's at her own volition that someone will be it's at her own volition or choice that someone would be a good man. This also plays into the grandmother's manipulative side. But that's mostly all I have to say for the theming for this particular story. Now, when it comes to the personal experience that I have with this story, is actually a bit dark, kind of like the stories that we've been reading in this particular in between these discussion prep, I believe 4 through 6. For me personally, it was about May of 2009, and me and 4 of my friends who were coworkers at the time, we were robbed at gunpoint, which I know at this point it doesn't. Well, I can't really say it was a bad thing because it brought us close, me and my friends closer together. Nobody got hurt, but I was in a similar situation to this. Nobody died, nobody got hurt, but it was a very jarring situation that broke us emotionally. There were 4 of us, and this wasn't the first time, or this wasn't the last time this happened to a couple of my friends that were still working at the store before it was shut down. It was a GameStop, but it felt like it happened to me before, but everyone else was bawling in tears, and it didn't hit me until the next day that I possibly could have died. But we didn't do anything to persuade the criminal. We didn't. I don't know how you would say this, but we didn't really do anything to persuade the criminal. He came in. He all he wanted was money. We gave it to him. He left us. He left. That was the end of that, and everything came out okay. All of my friends are good. And me personally, it helped me grow as a person because I'm very optimistic. It's very hard for me to see the bad in things. So 9 times out of 10, I'll do my best to make the best of everything. But that's pretty much all I have to say on this particular topic. I know it was kind of rough, even though I did draw up a little bit of a script for what I was going to say this time. I usually try to go off the top of my head, which isn't very good, but I'm going to try to structure it better the next time. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday, which today's date is please excuse the sun, the 10th of October. So I hope everybody's having a good day and enjoy your weekend. Peace.